Hello everyone, and welcome back to Family Ties and Country Chaos. And this is Danny, and today I am going to cook shepherd's pie. It is apparently easy shepherd's pie. This is from Kraft. I got this recipe forever ago out of I don't know, you can see, maybe you can't, but you can see where I ripped it out of somewhere. Dwayne found it and was like, I want this. So I'm making a video and I'm going to share it with all of you. The recipe will be in the description and I am going to walk you through how I'm gonna put it together, at least. Maybe not how you will. So today, with that recipe, it makes 6 servings. I normally always double my recipes. I don't necessarily need to double my recipes. However, I do like having leftovers for lunches and maybe for dinner tomorrow night if we decide we don't want to cook. So today, with that, I'm going to double this recipe. So 1 pound of ground beef. We canned our ground beef, and this is just some grease I'll pick off of it, and I will warm this up just to get it out of the jar easier, because it does come out easier if it's warm. Here's my mom. She's hanging out today and helping with the house and getting it put together because we're still not fully moved in. Not really, we live here, but we still have boxes everywhere. So I'm going to open these up and get those heated up so that I can get everything mixed up. So I'm going to just flip the phone around so that you guys can watch what I'm doing. I'm just gonna put these in the microwave for about 30 seconds, and that will let them warm up, break up, so that they come. Okay, so in the recipe, it calls to brown the meat and then drain it and return it to the skillet. This is already cooked, so I am just going to drain it and just add it right into this and then mix what I need to mix in here with the meat. So this we just had in water. That's what we can the meat in. We don't use broth or anything. So once I get the grease off of it, then I'm able to just dump that down the drain. You could save it for a broth or as a broth. That is an option as well, but I'm not saving it. There is a little bit of grease in them, but not much. So the recipe calls for 1 pound. There is roughly a pound in one of these jars. Not more than 1.5 pounds. So I am just doubling the recipe, so it's 2 pounds. And that is how much meat I am saying I have. Worst comes to worst, you get really meaty shepherd's pie. Right, so with the meat, we're going to stir in vegetables and gravy. And our vegetables that we have is beans and peas, some carrots, and some corn. Now, this recipe calls for 4 cups of frozen mixed vegetables, thawed. I am doing 4 cans of veggies, different veggies. I am not measuring but I believe this is probably going to be more than what they call for, which that's fine. It'll still be yummy. Okay, so I am going to drain the veggies. With frozen veggies, you don't get the juice, so I took the juice out of these, and I'm just going to dump them right into here. And you can always leave out veggies if you don't like them. My mom doesn't really like peas. She would leave them out. She also doesn't eat meat, so she wouldn't be eating this anyway. So, but if you don't like a certain vegetable, you can leave it out. Add in more veggies that you do like. My family is a fan of green beans, so we could always add in more green beans if we wanted to. And then on top of the veggies being added in, we can add in the gravy. The gravy calls for a cup of gravy, and there is about a cup and a half in here in one of these jars. This is the gravy I'm using. I will probably just use both jars and just not scrape them. That sounds good to me. So we are just going to mix this up really well. Now, this would be done according to this recipe in a skillet and then put into a pan. So if you are going to brown your meat at the same time, you will want to mix all of this in a skillet and then put it into a dish. Because my meat was already done, I'm not doing it like that. So now we're going to mix in this pan. We're going to mix the mashed potatoes and the cream cheese and some cheddar cheese and garlic. So we have some leftover baked potatoes that I'm going to use and just mash up and use that as my mashed potatoes. I'm just going to throw them in the microwave to heat them up so I can mash them. Okay, so here are our potatoes. I'm just going to take some of the skin off of them before I mash them. I'm just throwing some butter in there, just because it says 2 cups of hot mashed potatoes, and they mean actually mashed potatoes, not just the potato mashed. So this is what I'm doing. Use the leftovers in my fridge, right? And then, so it calls for 4 ounces of cream cheese. I'm doubling it, so I'm going to use 8 ounces, which is a whole cube. I'm going to have to defrost this because it was in the freezer. All right. While we are waiting for the cream cheese, I am going to put in the minced garlic. It calls for 2 cloves of garlic minced. I believe it's about a tablespoon per clove. Not entirely sure. That's what I'm doing because I like my minced garlic. Okay, so our recipe calls for a cup of shredded cheddar cheese divided, because you're going to put half in here and then half on top. So I am going to throw a cup in here since I'm doubling it. And then I'm going to get the cream cheese and put that in. Then once this is all mixed up, you just put it right on top and spread it out. I'm gonna guess that I didn't have enough mashed potatoes, but I'm all right with that. It'll all still taste the same. And then this just cooks for 30 minutes, 20 minutes. Cooks at 375 for 20 minutes in the oven. So once this is done cooking, we won't be back yet. I need to put more cheddar on top. All right, so this will go in the oven for 20 minutes at 375, and then supper will be done. I will see you back then. Okay, so the shepherd's pie is done and out of the oven, and it looks a little bit runny. That's not abnormal for me. My lasagna is always runny, but I'll show you what it looks like. So here is what it looks like. I'm just trying not to drop my phone, and let me get some out and put it on a plate. Okay, so it is a little runny, probably from my veggies because I didn't use frozen veggies. Chances you take, I guess. But I didn't have the frozen, I had canned, so that's what I used. Let's taste it. It is very good. It is very garlicky. Probably a tablespoon per clove is too much. I'm not complaining about the garlic, but not everybody likes a lot of garlic. But it is very delicious. So maybe cut back on the garlic a little bit. But this is what it looks like. It is very good, very easy. It is like 10-minute prep, 30-minute total time. It cooks for 20 minutes. I always cook it longer just because sometimes my oven doesn't cook the way it should. I don't know. We got it with the house. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed my video, and I hope you will try the recipe and let me know what you think. Let me know what you do with your shepherd's pie, and let me know how many cloves or how many tablespoons of minced garlic is a clove of garlic, because apparently I don't know. Or it's supposed to be really garlicky. Who knows? I hope you enjoyed the chaos. Have a good night.